Hi everyone, welcome back to another Chateau de Bruges video. So we've got tons of content from the Chateau renovations this week. So much in fact that I couldn't fit it all into just today's video.
So I hope you enjoyed the dad jokes this week.
And we've got a very busy few weeks coming up at Chateau de Bruges with renovations and reservations, so keep an eye out.
Other than that, roll the VT, Jake. Hi, so quick update on the gite. I decided to dot and dab the wall behind me in the end because it needed replastering anyway, and I channeled some cables down there, so I had plenty of plasterboard, so I thought I'd just dot and dab that as well, so when I come and do the tape and filling, I've got that to do as well. So that's all looking nice. I'm quite happy with that. So my next job is I'm going to put on some plasterboard onto the walls in the bathroom area here, the toilet area. So where you see the step ladder behind me here, I'm just going to start to plasterboard up this wall, and then as much as I can do on that side. This is the area where I still need to put some supports in, and I'm picking those up from Big Matt on Monday, so I can get that finished as well. So still pressing on. Just thought I'd give you a quick update. Very exciting, just taken delivery of the new water tank, which is going in the gite, and you can see it fits in the space I had allocated for it, a treat. So that sits just under the consumer unit there, which is perfect, and that leaves me all the rest of the space in the cupboard to utilise for storage and hanging space for people's clothes when they come and stay with us. So I've also just taken delivery as well of the pipe for the, so I'm just going to start that again because I'm turning the camera around. I've also just taken delivery of the pipe as well for the plumbing system that I'm going to be using for in here. So that's all very exciting. So now I can start to first fix my plumbing and start to get the tank in place. The only headache I have at the moment is getting water to the gite, because I think, as I've shown before, I haven't been able to find the water feed for this gite area, and I've contacted the water supply company, and to get a new meter in here they want me to go to the town hall, ask for permission and fill in loads of forms, and then of course pay some more money to someone. So I'm sure I can work it out, but it's just another headache to overcome. So good day today so far. So I'm beginning to do the first fix of the plumbing. So we've got in here obviously the shower, which is in this area here. We have a sink here, or basin here, and then a toilet round this side. Now I've decided, as I mentioned I think before, to do the plumbing with this PEX pipe, so double insulated pipe, so it's like a conduit, same as we use for the electrics, and then inside there we have a PVC pipe. Comes in blue or red, which is nice and easy for determining hot and cold. So I've not used this before, but it seemed like the perfect thing, as I've got most of my runs are in the ceiling. Most of it's, or all of it's, not going to be on show. The bits that are going to be on show, then I'll just join up and use copper for that, because that looks a bit nicer. But as it's all hidden and it's nice and flexible, I thought this would be a good idea. Now, from my research, I've learned that you can have different kind of fittings on the end of here, crimped fittings or slide fittings. I've decided to try the slide fittings, so I've ordered the kit with all the tools and bits that you need to do that as well. So fingers crossed, this is going to be a new journey into something I'm going to be using a lot in the chateau. Again, because it'd be perfect for under the floors, where I can just run a long reel of conduit pipe and stuff under the floor without having to do solder joints and bits and pieces. So exciting about that. So I've already started with this one. This is a 12mm pipe, and that will run to the toilet, because in France there's lots of different size pipes, different to the UK where we just have 15 and 22. In France you have 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, probably even bigger, and you run different sizes to different things that require different amounts of water. So toilet only needs a small amount of water, because obviously it's just filling up every now and then. So it's a 12mm pipe to there. So I've run that through, and that comes down the back of this wall to where my toilet is going to be fitted, and it's coming through the wall, and I'm going to go up in the suspended ceiling, and it will join up with the main incoming pipe from the water incoming in the utility cupboard up here, and all my joints will be done there. So joint to the toilet, joint down to the shower, joint down to the sink. So that's going to be my main area of connections. And again, I'll probably put an access panel or something in the ceiling there, so if I need to, I can get to those in the future. So that's what I'm up to today. Bit of mixed feelings for me today. I heard from Rachel last night that Archie, our dog, has had to go to the vets. He's unfortunately swallowed a whole game of Scrabble tiles. He's at the vets currently, but there's been no word. So quite a productive morning so far in the gite. I've got the hot and the cold 16mm feed pipes running from the hot water cylinder over across to this area here. They're going to come down the stud wall, which is going to be across here, and then under the floor here and up. If you can see on camera, these two marks here, I'm going to channel these out. The hot and cold are going to come up there, and that's going to feed our shower. They'll tee off there, go across the floor here further, through the board, and then up to our sink area, which is going to be here. Hello, so good progress in the gite yesterday. Managed to get all these services, water pipe services, to the shower, to the sink and to the toilet. They're all running up, connected up, teed off, and then back to the utility cupboard where the hot water cylinder and the main water feed comes in. So good day yesterday. Today I plan to get some more plasterboard on the walls. I did buy yesterday a flexible hose to be able to put the shower tray down, but between the shop and here I seem to have lost that, so whether I left it there or not I don't know, so can't do that. I'm picking up the extra track metal studding that I need tomorrow from Big Matt, so that'll allow me to be able to put in this section and get the rest of this boarded, and then these cables to be running there. So that's a job for early next week. So I think today I'm just going to carry on, do some extra little connections of the electrics that I need to do, and some odds and sods and stuff as well. And one of the big jobs that I need to start thinking about and putting my head towards is locating where the water feed is for the gite, because currently I have an incoming water pipe which is in the right location, but I don't know where that's fed from. I've tried going through the authorities, but they've not been particularly helpful, so I need to try and trace that pipe back and maybe connect it up somewhere in the caves to supply some water to the gite. So I may do that this afternoon as well. So quite a lot to be getting on with, so best crack on. Just a few shots of the sink services, shower services with nice new shower plate. And there's the cables running up across the hot water cylinder. Then there's a shot of the main incoming water pipe that I talk about. Then a shot around this side. Okay, thanks Mr. Editor, hope that's okay. So I decided to, So I decided to spend some time to investigate my water supply issue into the gite. This is the incoming pipe here, you can see coming out the floor there. I can't find anywhere on the back of this wall where there's bushes and overgrown and undergrowth and stuff where that pipe comes out. I thought I'd identified a pipe up by the caves by the chateau, which looked like it was running in this direction. So I just spent a couple of minutes digging that pipe to see where it goes. And it now looks like that runs back into the chateau and is fed from the main feed to the main house. So I don't think that's the pipe that I'm looking for. So my only real option now I think I've got is to continue chasing out this floor to chase where this pipe's exiting the building, which at least then gives me a slim chance of finding it on the outside and identifying where this is coming from. found the pipe here, looked like it was running parallel to this wall, so skipped a section, found the pipe here, still running parallel to the wall, went to the corner, found the pipe. It looks like then it takes a bend round and heading back across into the main gite area, so it's either going outside at some point here or it's carrying on throughout the whole slab of the floor. So I think the next thing to do is just take a little bit more up in this corner here, see whether I can see where the pipe does then make its way outside or whether it goes back across this way. So I'm a bit of an impasse as to what to do now. Dug a little bit more away there and it looks like the pipe is running again parallel to this wall, which could mean that it's running right the way under the gite, not only then the gite but also the first or the whole of this outbuilding, which is 3 sides the time of the size of the gite to then come out the other end. I can't see anywhere up in that direction where a pipe would be fed from. I've got the main income outcome which goes through the main meter, and then that spurs off to where the well is, and the well looks like it then feeds the house. So not sure what to do at this point. Here we have a lovely piece of art done by Mother when she visited to the chateau. Let's add it to the gallery. And if you'd like to add your picture to the gallery, then please send it to us using the address on our website. I think my option is to continue this channel that was pretty much dug here anyway, and run a new pipe in, new water pipe feed in from the caves in the chateau along the wall outside here into the gite along this channel, and then join up with my pipe which is then feeding my utility area, and that will be in my main feed in. The advantages of that is that I'm in control of that then. I can tap off of the main incoming feed for the chateau. If I want to put a subsidiary meter in here just to record the amount of meter being used in here, I can do, but not sure how fussed I am about that at this point. It's, you know, it's a 4-bedroom gite at maximum, so there's no bath in here, so unless someone leaves the shower running 24/7, that's the worst really they could do. So I think that's the plan. I haven't put that in my budget, so I'll have to go cap in hand to Rachel to ask for a little bit more money to do that, and also not in my project plans. That's going to set me back. It's probably a, you know, an extra week's work to do that. But Charles is coming over in a couple of weeks' time, a few weeks' time, or a month's time. That'd be a perfect job for him to get him to help me run the pipe on the outside, because that will need a trench dug, you know, spades width deep, spades length deep, as the length of a spade deep, to keep it out of harm's way. So not the result I wanted, but that's renovation, I guess, and especially when you're bringing a building back which hasn't been used for 60 years, more than that, 1974. So yeah, 50 odd, 60 years, around about that. Okay, that's the cable pulled right the way through, back to the corner now, so I've now got a trench I just need to clear the rubble out of, and that will give me a nice trench to run a new water pipe cable up and connect up to my connection there, carry on back to the cave. So wasn't too bad. Once I made the decision, that's what I had to do. Feel a bit better about just cracking on and doing that. So next job, clear the trench out, and then the hardest bit of all is going to be drilling through the wall, which are 600 deep, to get enough to get a hole big enough to put a water pipe through, but one thing at a time. So that's all the rubble cleared out the channel. It's given me a nice channel there, happy with that. So I'm going to get all this tidied away, put into the hardware trailer, ready to go to storage, because I've been accident free now on this site for 2 days, and I don't want to ruin my record, so going to get that cleared away. As a clean site is a safe site. Bradley are agreeing with me on that one.
Okay, so it's Monday afternoon. Myself and Danielle have been busy cleaning the rooms and relaying them so that they've got lots of new bedding on them, ready for guests to book, hopefully. But that means this afternoon we're going to go back up to the pelmets. Thank you very much to everyone for telling me what they were called. To the pelmets, to give them a second coat of some paint. And Grandad Bill, while he was here, actually gave me this handy tool, which he says is normally very cheap from your local DIY stores, but it just clips onto the top of the can and helps to spray the paint more effectively. So fingers crossed that works well. You may have also noticed that I've come well prepared today with my mask, so I'll be putting that on, and of course I've got my eye protective gear as well. So thank you for all your concerns about keeping this pretty face nice and pretty.
So I'm just mixing up some white paint to cover our areas that we've got a little bit of gold on, touch up with this, and then those areas should be ready to go. Okay, so we've just painted over the gold. As you can see, it's still slightly coming through, so we'll need a second layer to make sure it's all covered, as will the rest of the walls as well. So first coat done, probably quite a few more to go. Okay, so this morning while Jake is just finishing off some of the sanding of the woodwork and walls, I'm going to be taking down some of the metal work to put some paint stripper on and get them buffed up nicely so the metal comes through. So we're going to go ahead with that now. So now that I've stripped 3 windows of the metalware and a couple of other bits and bobs from around the room, bedroom 4, we're now ready to put some paint stripper on, leave it for an hour or so, let it work its magic, and then use the metal brush to brush it all off and polish it all up, ready to go back in.
As you can see, I'm basking in this beautiful sunshine. We're working in nothing but a t-shirt. We're just going to see what Jake's wearing.
It is Baltic in
Feeling
here.
the cold a bit, Jake?
I've literally just realised that if I open the doors, the sun comes into where I've been working for the last 4 hours, and I could have stayed warm.
No one told him it was sunny. He would have put his little shorts on.
So I hope you've enjoyed another Chateau de Bruges video. As you can see, we are joined by a special guest, who is...
Hi, I'm Louis and I'm 14 years old. I'm staying at Chateau de Bruges for 1 week to help to paint and work, but also improve my English and to have fun.
Smash it. As many of the other Chateau YouTube channels do, we are interested in starting a patrons account. But before we do so, we wanted to get an idea of how many of you guys would be interested in joining that Patreon account, and also what kind of stuff you would like to see within that Patreon subscription.
And also, the world needs to see more of my dad jokes. So if you have any ideas of how we can obtain more subscribers to our YouTube channel, if you can think of somewhere that you could share our videos to help other people find us, then please let us know, because I think all the hard work that Jake and Danielle are doing needs to be seen.
And you?
As well as my dad jokes.
Yeah. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that notification bell, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.